Pornstars of Reddit, what do your parents think about your job? I've found from my extensive research that step-parents and siblings are overwhelmingly supportive. I think the best part of this is that I think a lot of straight men are asking to see your porno but didn't bother to read further down where you mention your entire family has seen your willy, and boy are they in for a surprise when you send that link. Ask them for reaction vids in return. The bias is so blatant. What's even more fucked up is that for some reason, almost all men and at least a good percentage of women see woman-on-woman activity as acceptable, and that bi is a completely acceptable term for women. Man-on-man action is so much less accepted. Here are my scenarios to back this up. 1. Two women, couple, decide to try a threesome and invite a man. 2. A hetero couple decide to try a threesome and invite a woman. 3. A hetero couple decide to try a threesome and invite a man. 4. A gay male couple decides to try a threesome and invite a woman. In scenarios 1 and 2, all three are normally expected to engage the other two parties. In scenario 3, the woman interacts with both men, but the men are afraid that if their tips touch, they become instantly gay or dead or something. In scenario 4, yeah, that was a joke. A woman literally has nothing a gay man wants, except maybe some added drama. LOL. In scenario 2, there can be a lot of jealousy with the man worrying that the two women are getting along too well, or the female of the couple worrying that the man is giving too much attention to the other woman. In scenario 1, yeah, there's no worries that either woman is going to suddenly decide she wants to be hetero again. In scenario 3, there is no fear that the two men will run off together. I feel this so much as a bisexual woman who has slept with multiple women. LOL. I'm just still in a phase apparently. Yet a guy says the wrong thing and he's gay. Edit. Currently in a serious relationship with a guy, I have a kid, and I look like a straight girl. I'm girly. I couldn't even tell you how many times I've been told bi girls don't have babies, or I'm not bi because I'm serious with a guy, or I don't look bi. Little do they know I pretty much exclusively masturbate to girls. Me and my boyfriend look at other girls together, and I have probably fucked more girls than them. I bet if I was dating a girl I'd be lesbian though, right? If I performed in a bukkake, I always wanted to have a sweet catchphrase and special move when it's my turn to be on camera. Open with the Jinyu Force special moves and then look in the camera. Ultra secret technique, dick laser high spin around and blow a load everywhere, then cartwheel off stage. Did they say anything about the bukkake? Or was it just avoided casually? What did Dad do? My dad would kill himself personally, or so I assume, so I really find this interesting that your parents are open-minded enough to get used to it and accept it, especially since I'm guessing they are somewhere in their 40s to 50s, and let's be honest, they aren't exactly the first people to see eye to eye with younger generations. Feel free to ignore this if it is too invasive. Thanks for posting. Not a porn star but was a cam girl for years, and still make content occasionally. But my fiercely feminist mother is not thrilled. And used to more often call me a slut, or say what I did / do is slutty. Used to hurt my feelings, but, oh well. They don't like it at all. They are continuously criticizing my work, saying stuff like what you do is wrong, or you are not a porn star, you just record yourself jerking off, or no one in the church wanted to watch that video, but you gotta do what you love, right? My mom doesn't know, I don't think. She's gotten confused before by packages addressed to my porn name though, so it's literally a Google search away. My mother doesn't care too much about it, but of course she isn't going to be honest with any of her friends about what it is I do. My father doesn't know, and I honestly don't want to tell him. He's big into Christianity. I don't foresee it going well. On a serious note, I briefly dated a porn star. I had no idea, and she didn't tell me that she used to do porn when we met. About 3 weeks into our fling, I brought her to meet my family at my sister's rehearsal dinner. My brother instantly knew who she was and was super excited. We went out for a smoke and him and my dad were looking at photos of her on a phone. They were flipping out with glee and I for some reason felt sick to my stomach. She was a really fun gal, and I kind of regret cutting it off. She was done with the business, but I made a mistake of watching one of her videos and seeing her get plowed by 3 dudes at once and couldn't look at her the same anymore. But now I'm older and could look past all that if given another shot. My parents are cool with it. I do have a respectable job, or 3, as well, and I think they'd struggle with it more if I didn't. They've always taken an approach of we might not understand what you do in your life, but if you are safe and happy, then that's okay. One thing that is really positive is that they've been able to reconsider a lot of their assumptions about the industry and people who work in it. They know quite how much work it is and recognize the skills that go into being successful. They also support the activism I do from the sidelines. I cammed and had a pretty, huge, following. To the point where I would go out and people recognized me. I even posted a picture here once and got so many messages from my ex-subscribers that recognized me. Haha. Anyways, so it's no surprise that my family knew. At first it was all the gifts from my wish list showing up every single day. Packages after packages. Then it was a phone, then a car. Then, the word started getting around and I grew more and more. I come from a super small town, so you can only imagine how it was. Basically my mom told me she was going to move if I didn't stop. We had an apartment, I didn't stop. She moved. My dad made shitty comments about it. My sister never brought it up, ever. My mom got over it eventually, but my dad still makes shitty, awkward comments and I hate it. My boyfriend of 2.5 years, it was hard at first. People would recognize him at his work, I guess from stalking my personal FB. They would tell him he was lucky and stuff like that, but he didn't like it. He also still gets random messages about how he's with a slut, but we worked through it. The hard part is his family, specifically his sisters. I'm always nervous and paranoid when I go over, wondering if they know. I'm sure they do, everyone does. But I'm not ashamed and I still advocate for sex workers and help new girls starting out a lot. So fuck anyone who thinks negativity about it and wants to project that on me. We're all being used for our bodies and minds one way or another. Why not do what you love? My favorite is when some asshole wants to call me a slut and tell me I'm nothing but this or that, and that what I do/did is prostitution. As if working and sweating your ass off all day for some $1 million cooperation for $9/HR is any better. That's what makes me feel degraded. Getting paid hardly anything for the work I do. I know what I'm worth.